So yes, the webinar is Quickbooks Online. It's brought to you by Quickbooks Online School. It's an initiative from TechEdge to take us through Quickbooks in a well-structured manner, per courses and topics that are related to the subject. And one of the very well sorted and asked is the practical accounting with Quickbooks Online. So this is going to be quite different. We will try as much as possible to bring the real practical cases into this session. As I said, it's brought to you by TechEdge, and to help you master Quickbooks Online. This webinar is a beginner class, meaning you don't need to be an expert or have any foundation in Quickbooks before you can join. Everybody, we are going to start from the start, from the dashboard to report. This course is designed for accounting and finance professionals, managers, and business owners using or seeking to take advantage of accounting software, in this case Quickbooks, to run their businesses. This is day one, and we have planned and hope that we are able to go through the subscription plan for Quickbooks. Let help you also to know the difference between the old and the new interface. And there's a big news I'm going to release out there, so just stay glued and get to know that there are new updates coming with Quickbooks, and as they keep improving the system, some things are going off and some things are going by timelines. How to navigate and customize Quickbooks Online. Dashboard to suit your preferences. The dashboard is very customizable to some very much extent. So we'll encourage you to also set it in a way that is suitable to your workflow. How to set up and configure to get started with Quickbooks. Now we'll go through the dashboard, go through the full setup processes, where we'll look at how to set up, manage users, how to add users, how to set up your account, how to customize your templates, and how to add chart of accounts, and also how to add products and services. It's my hope that I'll get to this point. When you log on to Quickbooks, you will be greeted with subscription plan. Quickbooks has, for now, 4 subscription plans. We have the simple start, essential, plus, and advanced. Now, the simple start is for the basic. Let me quickly ensure that we are in the global Quickbooks Online account. All right, because prices may change, and I wouldn't like us to find ourselves paying for more when you can actually pay for less, but the region we find ourselves. So let's see the pricing for the global. If you are in Ghana, you are part of the global region. And let me also say that if you're activating Quickbooks Online, you must also understand that Quickbooks operates in regions, meaning that you may find yourself in another region where the account you're activating will not be for your particular region. Most of the features are the same. However, some regions pay more and they have access to more features. For instance, the US, UK, and the Canada region would have possibly payroll attached to it. In our country, payroll is not part. You can add payroll to other regions. In our country, payroll is not part of the package that they sell to us. So if you log on, we have the option to have 30-day free trial. If you turn on the 30-day free trial, then what happens is that there's some discount that you also lose. However, you can also buy now and save huge. For instance, it's actually 229 Ghana cedis per month for a simple start. If you are buying now, you are getting 90%, but this is the caution to know: 90% for the first 3 months. We always get this issue with our customers. We are transparent. We price you per the market, so we don't add anything to it. We'll only charge you for our services. So what happens is that they'll go and check, and quickly they will see the 90% off today, and they will come quickly to come and buy from you because the discount is now boiling hot. 90% off. The one you send the invoice, you're like, 90% off. Why are you charging us this much? The 90% off is for the first 3 months. Please, if you're an accounting firm here, offering Quickbooks to your client, this is something you need to take note of. Now, the simple start gives you one user, and you have access plus access to your accountant, meaning you can have you as a business owner, and you can invite an accountant to have access to your books and offer accounting services and also help to clean your books, manage your books, assess your books, and ensure that what you are doing is actually compliant with accounting practices, the right RFRS, the taxes are being tracked well, your books are set up well, and also if you are utilizing the best internal control practices. There are internal controls you can set in the system. So you need an accountant to have access if you are not able to. But I believe most of us on this call are accounts officers, accounting professionals. For our dear business owners, doing the book yourself can come with risk. But QuickBooks is designed to enable you or equip you to some far extent able to manage your books. If you have that situation where you need to have access to an accountant, TechH, we are also QuickBooks certified accountants, where we have access to QuickBooks Online Accountants platform, and we are recommended to offer services to QuickBooks Online users. All right, the Essential is also going for $37 or almost $34. However, you would have paid $338 if you are not buying it now. So if you are ready and willing to buy the QuickBooks, and you are sure of what you are doing, where you don't want to try before you assess it, then you pay $33. 33 Ghana cedis. I beg your pardon. The dollar is becoming too prominent. I think the dollar payment is going to come very soon. So 90% off for the first 3 months. Now, the popular one that most companies dwell on is most companies that have outgrown the Simple Start and the Essential Activate, and also for the unique features that comes with it. Most people activate the the Plus, and over here it's going for 50 Ghana cedis for the first 3 months. So every month you pay 50 cedis. After that, you pay 501 Ghana cedis. Now we have the Advance, which goes for 970 Ghana cedis, and that also goes for 97 cedis if you are paying for the first. Let's look at what separates each of the subscription plans. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the Simple Start goes for only one user, which is the business owner who can invite an accountant. Now we have the Essential, which goes with 3 users, and obviously you can manage your payable, bill management in terms of expenses that you track, whether you pay now or pay later. I mean, both the expenses can be tracked, and then the bills that allows you to manage payable, which is the business owner who can invite an accountant. Now we have the Essential, which goes with 3 users, and obviously you can manage your payable, bill management in terms of expenses that you track, whether you pay now or pay later. I mean, both the expenses can be tracked, and then the bills that allows you to manage payable. I mean, if I say payable, they are expenses that are paid in a later date, so you have to track them, then you know your creditors. Multi-currency, also a very important feature. We are in a global world. You can be operating in Ghana, however, you may be selling to clients in different countries. You would like to invoice them in that country, especially in US dollar. So that allows you to have your Ghana cedi as a functional currency. And then in addition to that, you can invoice in other currencies as well. So if you are not on the Essential Plus or Advanced, you cannot do multi-currency. So that sets the bill management sets the Essential above the Simple Start. Let's look at one or two things that set the rest also, that set the Plus above the Essential and the Simple Start. Inventory tracking, budgeting, recurring transaction, class and locations. These are very important. If you're a company or a business that track inventory, you would like to know the increasing values in your stock, and when you sell, the decreasing actions in real time on your finances. Then you need to track or create items that are tracking inventory. So inventory tracking becomes a very important thing if you are into trading of physical goods or any goods that you want to know the quantity at hand. Also, in addition to that, it helps you to track your cost of sale. Selling of your inventory would help you track the cost of the items you've sold under the cost of sale. This is the practical accounting we are talking about, not just showing you how the system works, but letting you know how the transactions impact your financial statement. Recurring budgeting, obviously, the system allows you to set budget in the system and periodic basis match your transactions that you have tracked, group them into actual figures, and match them against your budget. So if you are not on plus, you cannot run budget. Recurring transactions are transactions that reoccur on the same date for the same amount. For a typical example could be your internet charge, where you have signed up for maybe a particular package of internet, and every month you are given that amount. You are renting in an office area in any of these property management companies, and they serve you what we call common area service charge, utility that are fixed. You don't need to every month go sit behind your system and create those transactions. You can create one transaction and set it to reoccur. So on the same date, for the same period, for the same amount, from the same supplier or to the same customer, you will be able to do what? Have that transaction created in the system without your intervention. If you set it up, it can even send to the customer that particular invoice, and you can even add reminders to it. That way, you automate your system and you are able to get faster results, better than somebody who is using the manual system. Classes and location measures which products, services, and locations are generated, the most revenue for your business, and which can be optimized to perform better. In this case, that is English. The simple meaning is that a company may have separate divisions. Now, if I have a company, one of our clients we set up this for, who we have seen utilizing the classes model in QuickBooks Online, was into construction, and they had plumbing department, electrical department, they had masonry department, they have other department that they needed to know which department is costing the company, or every expenses that they are incurring, or payment that are being done to every particular contract. How are they aligned? So that when you pull your P&L report, you can actually group them into classes and location. Let me give you a very close example. As an accounting company, we have revenue from software sale, we have revenue from accounting services, we have revenue from product we have designed and selling, revenue from other aspects of our business. We would like to know which business line is giving us the most revenue and which business line is not performing, so that we can make the right decisions to be able to make those that are not performing perform better, or those that are performing, we're able to extract more from there. So that is the use of classes and location. Let's go to the advanced, which most of us here are not using, but it comes with a whole lot of advantages, which helps us to customize access by role. In this case, what this does is that under the plus, you can actually customize roles in terms of those who can have access to customers, vendors, products, and services, but it is not detailed as compared to the advanced. In fact, within the advanced, you can determine who view, who deletes, who approves to that detail level. So that is where the advanced comes to play a major role. Unlimited classes and location. You can create limited classes and location over here. You have unlimited classes and location, and advanced. Custom form builder. So we have forms in the system, and forms like invoices, sales orders, codes, bills. These forms can be customized to some extent, where you can add your own fields, unlimited fields, create dynamic fields on it to help you optimize your workflow. Now, workflow automation, my favorite, where we can automate your workflow and set rules and notifications where triggers are added, and where the triggers are true or false. Actions that are determined to go along with the various triggers are triggered without your intervention. That is really where we are going now with the backing of AI. QuickBooks is set apart among the peers. We'll go into that. We'll have a full video how you can automate, even with the normal Plus, how you can automate with QuickBooks. You can automate your workflow with QuickBooks Online. Data sync with Excel. You can have your data in Excel and upload it into the system bulkily without you having to enter them one by one. So once you are convinced true or false, actions that are determined to go along with the various triggers are triggered without your intervention. That is really where we are going. Now with the backing of AI, QuickBooks is set apart among the peers. We'll go into that. We'll have a full video how you can automate, even with the normal Plus, how you can automate with QuickBooks. You can automate your workflow with QuickBooks Online. Data sync with Excel. You can have your data in Excel and upload it into the system bulkily without you having to enter them one by one. So once you are convinced of which one you want to activate, over here we have learned that you can see the details of everything here, how AI is also making an impact into it, the various AI models that you can have. We also have another video where we will show you the use of AI, another video where we will show you the use of AI in QuickBooks Online. The work of AI is actually catching up with us as an accountant. Knowing how account package of QuickBooks Online you are supposed to activate, then you have option to, this is not always there. Frankly speaking, let me make this disclaimer. You may not always have free trial for 30 days. It was there in the past. Along the way, QuickBooks took it out from the global region. In fact, as at this moment when I was setting up, I didn't know I could sign up for the free trial. So I'm glad this is back for some of us who want to try after the training. You can try your hands on it for free 1 month. When you are ready to buy, you can always get in touch with us. We'll give you a better package. After trying, the money will go up. So always get in touch with us. We'll also give you a test drive where you don't need to just go and mess up your account with QuickBooks with free trial for 1 month. When you are ready to use the system and you have already used dummy data and all that. So you use the test drive, or if you are ready to go right now, we are also ready there to help you set up your account properly. But I also believe that from this training, you should be able to set up your account, manage it properly without errors. So stay tuned and get the value for free. Now, let me click on free trial. And this is where my internet got off. So I pray that I'm able to cross this side. Now, I was trying to explain that QuickBooks gives you opportunity to use one account. If you notice, the green line has turned to red. It's signaling to me that this email address is already taken. Sign in. Sign in means that I don't need to sign up if I already have an account with QuickBooks or Intuit. And as I was explaining, Intuit uses one account to access all their products. So if you have payroll, MailChimp, and any other ProTax, any other account that you have with Intuit can also be able to access all the other products that you have or Intuit has. So in this case, since I have an account already, I won't provide all these details. I will not create an account, but I'll rather sign in. So I'm signing in using my email. And I'll go with password. I'll enter my password. And since my password is already saved in my Google, I can sign in straight away. So basically what we are going through before the disconnection and now is to help us to activate QuickBooks Online. Now, I have access to several QuickBooks Online accounts, so I want to create a new company. That is loading. By the way, Emmanuel, did you continue from where I was? I should have asked. Emmanuel, can you hear me? All right. Okay. So let's get started. So when you click on the get started, it will take you a few steps where I can skip or I can go through the process just for us to have the full experience. For first, what's your business called? Let's call it Dakaku Limited. Which industry is your business operating in? You can choose any of these. I will choose technology and communication. And all these can also be set again when you actually skip all these. You can set it up again going through the process. So I will select private limited company. That's the structure of the business. What type of business you have? What is my role? I'm an owner and partner, accountant, employee, and other. Let me choose owner. How many employees? Let me choose 2 to 5. Now, you nail the basics. Let's keep going. What we want to do, link a bank account or credit card. We'll do that later. Personalize your invoice to make it, we'll do all that. You can do it first or do all that later. So do this first. And we can now, we'll do all this in the main setup session. So I'll skip this for now. Let's link a bank account. Now QuickBooks is piloting linking bank account to your, linking QuickBooks to your live bank account, be it Stanbic, Zenith, EcoBank. These are the banks that are coming on board so that you can link your QuickBooks with your bank account and be able to sync your transaction into your QuickBooks. This is one of the big news that I'm announcing to you. By God's grace, one of the people selected to pilot this in Ghana. So very soon you should have it appearing in your bank linking page to be able to link your bank to your QuickBooks seamlessly for easy transaction posting into your QuickBooks account. I'll skip this for now. Now, snap and save receipt from everywhere. Let's go to next. Now, this also can be skipped. Do you want to send and track invoices? Of course. Track expenses? Yes. VAT or taxes, inventory. Let me uncheck inventory. We'll turn it on properly when we start doing the setup of the account. So getting ready for me. Almost there. Let's go. Yep. So what we have done so far is to understand the QuickBooks online subscription plans, showed you how to activate the book, to pay now or try later, try for 1 month and pay later. And we've gone through the activation process. Now we are on the new beautiful QuickBooks online interface. The new beautiful QuickBooks online interface. And the second big news is that by May, you have no option to be on the old version of the interface. Well, date can change and can be extended, but somewhere this year, we will all be limited to the new QuickBooks online interface. All right. So the beautiful, bright QuickBooks made so much noise about since last year, the last quarter of last year, is now in. We have a recorded video comparing the old interface to the new interface and how to navigate the new interface. Check out our YouTube channel, or also follow our channel on WhatsApp and get access to the valuable resources that we are sharing in our community. These videos are all there. I'm sure Emmanuel will drop the channel link in the chat box somewhere. Click on it and follow the channel, and you will be updated with valuable insights on how to manage your business. Now, when you log on to QuickBooks, you'll be greeted with a beautiful interface where now we have the left navigation bar, which used to be bigger than this. now has been reduced to this size. However, you cannot take it off. At first, you could take off this left navigation bar completely and have your 100% of your horizontal screen. But now you cannot take it off. This left navigation bar is now fixed. We have the top navigation bar, or I call it the horizontal navigation bar, which has the logo of QuickBooks, the company name, the awesome search bar, and then the tasks assigned. Now what we call integrations, which used to be called apps, your notification, your settings button or the gear icon, then the help button, and your profile or your Intuit account profile image. Now we have on the left navigation bar, we have the quick create button, which has just been redesigned, but in terms of the functions in the quick create page or pop-up menu, nothing much has changed. Everything is the same. We have the bookmark, we have the home, where you can click and stay on the dashboard. We have the feed, we have the reports, we have the all apps, and then we have the pin app. You can also customize this pin app with this customized button. Now, over the years, QuickBooks used to call the various models or features or functions or accounts or whatever names we all called it. But this time, QuickBooks calls these models and features on the system. Now they are called apps. So in the past, there was an app store, more like a marketplace where you can go and add an app to your QuickBooks. Now it is called integrations, and the various models like accounting, sales, expenses are now being called apps. One of the big news that also has come, the third big news, count the big news, is that we have separated, I say we have, I mean, well, advisedly and further, we are also part of QuickBooks in a way as official partners, certified pro advisors. Or QuickBooks has separated the customer model and has added a bunch of other valuable features that you can manage your customers in terms of managing leads, raising sales orders, codes, and following up on your leads, all of that, getting reviews from your customers. All of these have been placed under the customer model, and the customer model has been separated from the sales model. Now we call them apps. So the customer app, the sales app, the expenses and bills app, accounting app, the team. This is not payroll. It's just to manage your employees, and project, inventory, tax, and all the others are also here. We can view all by clicking on the view all button. That will open up all the apps that we have also on the QuickBooks account. If I go back to my home, I have the bank feed, I have the other details. I have also over here, I have action or quick action button where I can create quickly just by click on button. I can create an invoice. I can add on get live bookkeeping, create statements, create sales orders. I can also click on all, and that will help me to customize these quick create buttons that are displaying on the dashboard. I can rearrange them. If I want to bring my sales order first, I can click on it and bring it up. I can equally, these are the recommended. I can decide to add this, record payment, create sales receipt, add customers, all to this very buttons that have been given to me. So when I save it, the ones I have added all will be showing among the quick create, which this is what I just added, record payment. If I don't like the arrangement, I can go back there, go to show all, and maybe I want sales receipt to come up, I just bring it up. If I want add customers to come up, I just bring it up. When I save, it to go in that order. So this is what I meant by saying that we will take you through how to navigate the dashboard and also how to customize it to suit your workflow. Now, let's continue. On the dashboard, whilst on the home button, we also have the business at glance. We'll begin to add data to this account as we go through the training, and we will see how these charts are going to behave. So this is just a placeholder. You see what you are making and what you are spending to show your profitability. This will give you a breakdown of the major expenses in your account and the percentage of how they are being utilized, and the names of the major account categories will also be displayed here. We can add another widget by adding the widget. We can also go further and see where our bank accounts are. We can also see, our cash flow in terms of what comes in, what goes out, also displaying here. Now, this is how to navigate your dashboard. We can equally customize the whole dashboard where we would determine what to display. So I don't want to see this detailed profit and loss, whatever. Connect your bank. I can close it from my dashboard, and that goes off my dashboard. If I want to rearrange any of these, maybe I want to bring this one rather here, I can bring it there and rearrange my dashboard to see what I want to see first. Maybe I want to bring this one here. I can bring it there, and then add widget becomes the last thing. If I'm okay with my dashboard, I can just save it, and that becomes my customized dashboard that is suitable for me and my business or my company. Now, very importantly, you will notice that QuickBooks Online is an online platform. What it means is that you can work anywhere. You can work in the mall, you can work in the church, you can work at the beach, and this is a financial data. Therefore, at every point in time, you like to protect your privacy. QuickBooks has thought about that, and this is a privacy button where you toggle, and all the vital information, the analytics, and the summary data are all blurred. So if somebody is watching over your shoulder, then obviously the person will see nothing except what you allow. So I can turn it back, and I can see all the vital information in terms of the summary data in my books. One of the things that you need to also be aware of is customizing the favorite pages that you visit often, and this is called bookmarks. So right below the quick create button, which I will come to it later on, you will notice that we have what we call the bookmark button. You can edit your bookmark where it will give you all the various pages or functions or applications and models in the system. So if I am the type that I look at my leads often, if I want to see my customers, I want to see my invoices, and I want to see my bills, I can add all of them, maybe reconciliation, and I want to see my budget, I can add all of them to my bookmarks. Now, when I go to bookmarks, these are the applications I have added to my bookmark. So I don't need to navigate to apps, switch to them, and look for this particular one, like reconciliation, which I have bookmarked to it. Now, if any of these applications or sub-apps are not among your bookmark, another way to add it, you can come back to your application. Let's say I go to inventory and I want to add my inventory to my bookmark. There's a bookmark sign. I can just click on it, and that has been added to my bookmark. That is also added to my bookmark. I can come to edit bookmark, and then also all the various applications that I have checked to be bookmarked in my system, I can arrange them. Inventory was checked later on when I navigated to the app, went to the sub apps, and I was able to check the inventory application to be added to my bookmark. But that didn't show. If you go to bookmark, it doesn't show over here. Okay, it's showing at the bottom here. Great. Now, I want to bring inventory up because it's some application or a feature or a page in the system I often want to see. So I go to my bookmark, I go to edit, and I can scroll down to inventory, and I can lift my inventory to the top. Save. So this is another way as an FM or FC, financial manager, finance manager, financial controller, whatever role, as an accountant, head of the department. That's some of the things you can teach your subordinate to know about QuickBooks to make their life easier. So in this case, I don't need to navigate here to go to inventory. I can just go to my bookmark, and I just check my inventory, and that will take me straight to the inventory page. All right, let's go back to home. The button will be clicking just to come back home. It's a home coming button. Now, still on my dashboard, I am not using any of the applications here yet. I'm taking us through how to use the left navigation bar. Now, one of the things here is the feed. Now, this feed is somewhat the important information about how we use generative AI in QuickBooks. I will skip that for now. And as I said, we'll have a full video webinar on how to use AI in QuickBooks and how to use QuickBooks also in ChatGPT. As I speak to you right now, QuickBooks is live in ChatGPT. Another big news you should go out there and be proud of, that you heard it here in Tech Age. We give you the latest news in the world of QuickBooks. Now, I can go to reports. The same way, any sub application or any app here that I want to add to my bookmark, I can add any of them to it. Also, inside the page, if there's anything I want to add to my bookmark, I can also bookmark it. Now, I will have a whole tutorial on reports. So I'll move on to all apps. This is where the whole work is taking place. In your all app, you can also customize. All right, I have clicked on the bank transactions. So let me just go back to my home. And at the home, we have all apps. When you hover over the all apps, you have all the apps under the all apps. So you just move there. And when I click on any of these applications, it drops another navigation bar just inside this fixed navigation bar. And this one behaves like the old navigation bar, where you can click on the beggar icon and hide the navigation bar. So this is something that brings back the feel of the old UI. However, you can only activate it when you go to your apps or you click on any of the apps. Now, we have also the opportunity to pin some apps so that the apps that you visit also often, you can actually have access to them. So let me customize pinning apps. These are the apps that have been pinned on our pin apps. My screen is quite small, so I'm not seeing them display here. However, you can see that these apps have been pinned. If I want to unpin any of them, maybe I want to unpin sales or expenses, I can unpin that and rather add my customer hub to that. So, my dear friends, this is basically how you can navigate the QuickBooks interface, especially when it comes to the left navigation bar. Going through all that, in navigation the QuickBooks dashboard, we have gone through we have learned that what used to be called models are now called apps. We also learned that the left navigation bar that used to be floating, where you can click on the icon by it and hide it, is no more. Now we have a fixed navigation bar where you have the quick create button, which displays almost every transaction entry point or customization entry point. Let me be specific, transaction entry point into the system. So for data entry, transaction entry, and checking up on transactions and forms, you will use the quick create. So mostly this is going to be one of the highly clicked buttons if you want to move very fast. Where you click on it, it displays the various functions or models or applications that you want to use, and you can quickly click them. Bookmark, where you pin the various pages that you visit often to help you navigate quickly. The home page, wherever you are in the app, when you click on the home page, it brings you to the dashboard. The feed is where we are going to use more about the generative AI in QuickBooks. Reports, obviously, is where we are going to see the limitless capability of QuickBooks in terms of reports. We'll explore that also in a separate video. But in this session on day 3, we'll go through how to use the custom report, the standard report, and management reports. And also, we saw how to use the all apps to navigate to all the applications on the system. Thank you very much. Up to this point, we've gone through the navigation and customizing the QuickBooks dashboard and the various apps on the screen. The next place you will be playing around is the gear icon. So then obviously I am moving into the setting up aspects of our session today. We're supposed to look at activating QuickBooks, how to navigate the dashboard, and how to set up your QuickBooks as a finance manager, financial controller, accountant, head of finance, accounts officer, business owner. Once you have QuickBooks, you will need to set it up. You need to set up your account and settings. So in setting up your QuickBooks, you click on the gear icon, you go to your company, and the first point of setup would be that you set up your account and settings. Account and settings, we have various sections under account and settings. We have the company settings, we have the usage settings, accounting settings, we have the sales expenses, time, and the advance. I'll take you through these quickly as we get on with this session. So under the company tab or section, you can set the company name, which we set earlier. You can edit the company address by clicking on edit. A few things have changed. If you have watched our previous videos, the word edit was not what was used. They used the pencil icon. So things are changing, and I'm happy with those that are following us hardly. And every webinar that we schedule, they are able to participate. That means that in professional section, we call it continuous development program, a CPD. So anytime you have the option, once it is free and you're not paying, even for the paid class, those who have been with us since 2021, 2022 till now, some also pay and are able to join and get discounts that encourages them to always stay with us. So you can edit the address, edit the email. You just click on edit, and then you can put your company address in there. Street, Community 18, Junction, Sprinters. City is Tema, State, Greater Accra, postcode 003. Once I'm okay with everything here, I save. No thanks. Now, inventory, website, industry. We set the industry already. If you have a website, kindly visit our website also to know what we are doing. We're about to launch a product, and we'll be happy to have you see what we are doing on techagelimited.com. Saved. Industry, we select when we're setting up the books or activating QuickBooks, we provided a company name and we set the industry. So as I said, if you skip all that, you can still have the option to set all of them over here. Legal information, the legal business name is this. Tax identification, business type. We said it's a limited liability. Yeah, limited liability company, saved. What we selected earlier was the structure. So business type, also the same way, limited liability. Legal address, if it's different from the company address, you set it. Contact information, this is how customers get in touch with you. So what email do you want customers to get in touch with you? Customer address. So address that you want customers to see, you can also put all of them here. Once I'm good, I skip to the next session should be usage. The usage is basically going to tell you how many chart of account you have. We activated a 250, activated a QuickBooks Online class, which gives us 250 chart of account. If you're able to exhaust 250 chart of account, you have a very big company, and it's possible your setup is really unstructured and you need some cleanup. Billable users, 1 of 5 has been added. We activated the online plus, therefore it gave us access to 5. So this is where it's telling us that we can also upgrade and have up to 25 billable users, unlimited chart of account, unlimited class allocation. Which package is this advantage found under? Put your answer in the chat box. Which package gives us 25 billable users, unlimited chart of account, unlimited classes and location? I'm checking your answer. Which of the
Mr.
Somebody's hand is up. Oh, great. Elvis Akosa Jr. You raise your hand first, I guess. Please give us the answer. Elvis, please unmute yourself and give us the answer, or put the answer in the chat box. Oh no, we don't have much time, so I will encourage. Okay. Thank you. Advanced. Thank you. Great. Back to my screen. So once this place gives you, or the usage tab gives you insight on how you are using your QuickBooks. Accounting requires signing to answer questions, requests for more information. This gives you control over who can see and reply, blah, 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 blah. Let's go to the sales. This is where you do a lot of the setup. Over here, we have preferred invoice terms. Now, invoice terms is how long, how many days do you give to your customers to pay you? So that becomes your invoice terms. Do you do delivery? So the pencil icon I spoke about is over here. So once you click on the pencil icon, our preferred invoice term is due on receipt. I like that payment terms. Once the invoice comes, pay. That is due on receipt. Now, service, when you are creating invoice, you want to see service date, custom fields, shipping. If you do shipping, you can also set that. Preferred delivery method, print, send later, no. Then we have service date. We don't want to show that for now. Discount, if you offer discount on your invoice. Deposit. Deposit in QuickBooks is to record if a payment has been done on that invoice. Maybe the invoice is 10,000, the customer has paid 2,000. You want to show the 2,000 on the invoice anytime you view or print the invoice. That is the deposit information. Now, tax. Tax helps you to group transactions in the system and use them for reporting purposes. So if you want to turn on tax, I'll turn it off for now. Once I'm done over here, I save. So you can go through this section, set up your other aspect, product and services, where over here you can turn on product and services column on sales forms. If you want to show SKU, which is stock keeping unit, in your on your invoices, sales orders, and pro formas, turn on price rules. You want to use price rules for every customer and every group of customers. You have price rules and price list and all that. You can set price rules also in your system. Track quantity and price per rate. That I will advise you if you turn on. So quantity is there, rate is there, then the amount. Now this is where I said let's turn off the inventory to turn it on over here. Inventory quantity on hand, turn on if you are going to track inventory. Inventory valuation method, track inventory for sales channels, track receiving method, bills and expenses. So if all these are pertaining to your business, you turn them on. Progress invoicing is where you can issue a sales order for a particular contract, which may be for a period of time, and you invoice per the progress you have achieved on that particular project. Messaging. So if I want to turn on progress invoicing, I can turn it over here and update. Messages is part of the automation capability of QuickBooks, where you can set up your messaging, your messages and how they appear to the customer when you send messages in terms of invoice, in terms of estimate, credit note, sales receipt, statement, refund receipt, and all of that. We'll have time to do all this in a more detailed form. Then we have post-invoice feedback. Post-invoice feedback. Ask for work, request, ask for review. As I mentioned earlier, QuickBooks has now expanded the capability of the customer app. And these are some of the settings you can set here to collect survey, post-invoice or feedback survey. You can set surveys in the system. You can also do online delivery, email options for all sales forms. So in terms of sending invoices, sales orders, pro formas, quotes to your customers, you can use the online form or online option where you can even automate it, and at a point in time on your system at a set date, an email with the invoice or reminders or payment receipt can be sent online to your customer. Statement as well. So once I'm done with sales settings, I move to my expenses settings. These are it's quite limited because a lot of the settings are done for the receivable side. The bills and expenses also show item table on expenses and purchase forms. So purchase order forms want to show items table, item name, quantity, price, amount, all of that. Purchase orders. If you want to raise purchase order, convert them to bill, you can also turn it on. It's a very great package. You should model you should always use in your payable processes. Messages that you can send on purchase orders. All of them can be customized right here. Time. The time here is help you to record time for amount of time you use or spend on your client work, the amount of time your employees are spending on a particular project, particular contract. It just to give you opportunity to record time sheets. Set up your time sheet first day of the week, turn on the time sheet, allow time to be billable. All of that can be set here, and you can mark them as billable. Now, the last model is where the detail also takes place. Over here, you can set your accounting method. In this case, it's accrual. You can also communication with Intuit. You can set up your preferred, that more or less choosing what you want to get, notifications you want to get from Intuit and all that. Now, accounting, you can set up your financial year, which is either January to December. In Ghana, most of our financial year is January to December. There are some specific companies that apply to GRA and they are able to do March to another, or April to March, or September to August, depending on what financial year you are. But most of us use the January to December. First month of your tax year, is it the same as the financial year? Yes, mostly in Ghana. Accounting method, as we said earlier, is accrual. Close of books. This is something I would like to show you, and it does a lot of good as business owners, accountants, head of departments. You can finish audit, financial statements, final audit statement has been given as we are in the audit period. Once the audit is done, adjustments are made, the previous year financial statement is finalized. You should close the book to disallow anybody from posting into previous month or adjusting figures that will not be in your visibility, or not, or that will cause the previous year financial statement to go wayward. So you can close the books. I can say that from up to 31st December 2025, allow changes after viewing or warning. I don't want even to allow the changes. Allow changes after warning and password. This will require me to provide a password where anybody making any changes to the system will be required to provide that password. Without it, you cannot pass transaction or make adjustment beyond this date that has been set. It's a very good function you need to take advantage of. Your tax form is limited liability. Enable chart of account numbers. Some people prefer to see their chart of account in addition to numbers. If you want to turn that on, you can do that. Show account numbers. You can also show that and say, now, what account do you want your discount that you offer to show in? Discount given. You can change the account. You can create your own chart of account and come and assign it over here, so that anytime you offer discount, it will be shown over here. All right, let me quickly go through because I had interruption and time is running. Categories. This is where I mentioned that we have classes and locations. I explained what classes mean. Location is where you have separate locations at separate places. If I have a business that has a branch in Kumasi, a branch in Accra, and it is the same business, the same company name, the same invoice forms, we can even customize separate forms for separate locations, but all your transactions can also be tracked under one account. You can pull your financial statement and separate them into locations. This comes very handy, so you don't activate multiple QuickBooks Online for separate locations for the same company, unless the activities are different and you would like to track the transactions under separate locations. So I'll turn this on. I'll turn classes on. Warn me when a transaction isn't assigned a class. I like that because you can easily forget and not do that. I also prefer that location is assigned per each row. The reason is that if you choose per transaction level, if you have two transactions that don't belong to the same location, you cannot use one transaction entry to record the two. So choosing to assign classes at the row level per each transaction is the best practice. Now, location, as I mentioned, is where you can have various locations. Classes is to group your transaction into various divisions. I have retail division, wholesale division, I have repair division, I have maybe digital asset division, I have accounting, I have audit, I have payroll services. I would like to track my transaction under this separate business unit so that I can also track my report, my financial statement under this unit to see the profitability for each aspect of my business. That you have to use classes, and it comes very handy with QuickBooks Online. Well, I think automation, as I said, we'll do automation video. Stay tuned. Projects where you want to do profitability per a contract, a project. Maybe I am in a school, my students are embarking on excursion. I want to know whether this excursion we embark on, comparing the expenses, the expenditure to the revenue, we make profit or loss. It can be a construction company. You undertake contract from government, you build contract for your clients. You can also be a furniture company. You take contract and you want to know whether each contract gives you profitability. So you create each contract as a project. You will see the income and expenditure to know your profitability. Language, I mean, obviously, we have multi-currency, another very great function in QuickBooks, where you can invoice in your home currency and invoice in other currency. To be able to do that, we said that you must have a minimum of a particular package. Is it the simple start, essential, plus, or advanced? Put your answer in the chat box. I'll come back there and check. One of these answers can earn you a free entry to a masterclass. So don't be disconnected from the session. Stay tuned and take part in the answers. Which the multi-currency start from which section of the QuickBooks Online plans? Now, to edit a multi-currency, warning, please, warning, very big warning. Before you set multi-currency turn on, you must know your home currency or your functional currency. The reason is this. There's a warning here officially that once you turn on multi-currency, one, you can't turn it off. Two, you can't change your home currency. Extra fields, columns, and more are added to your QuickBooks forms. Some features may no longer be available. I understand I can't undo multi-currency. I check it. Make sure that your home currency is as it is. Save. The rest is setting up date format, currency format, warn me if duplicated check, and all that. Let me go back to my Essential has it. QuickBooks Online Essential has the answer. Plus and Advanced used to be, but now as low as Essential, you can now have access to multi-currency. Thank you very much. You are paying very good attention. Let's continue. Quickly back to my screen. So this is basically how you set up your QuickBooks. Once I'm done, I go to done. And everything I have said will be saved. I hope my internet is not going off again. Let me refresh my screen. So what we have gone through is to go through the setup process of QuickBooks. Basically, to customize your books that Dan has gone through. Now, another aspect of settings you would like to do quickly before we open the Q&A is to set up your user management. So how do you manage users on QuickBooks? Once you set your QuickBooks up, if you activated Plus, you have up to 5 users to be added to share QuickBooks Online, work real time with you at the same time on separate devices, and all data will be synced in real time. So to manage users, you click on Manage Users. After clicking on the settings button, you click on Manage Users. We have two main types of users in QuickBooks. We have billable users and non-billable users. The first person who activates QuickBooks with his email, the person who activates the QuickBooks will have primary admin. This is the admin that nobody can remove him, the king of the house. He can remove every other person, but not this one. So if somebody activates your books for you, you will need the primary admin. Until then, you have no full control over your books. This alone is enough for somebody who is on this call. Now, I can add a user. In adding a user, I will set the username. Let's say Emmanuel. The last name is Prof. And the email is techaccount@gmail.com. Now, the rows are in-house accountant, standard all users, standard no access, standard all access, standard no access, account receivable manager. So depending on the package you are on, as I mentioned earlier, when it comes to the advanced, even after giving this role, let's say company admin, you can go further to set various permissions at various levels. But over here, it is grouped under 6. So as I said earlier, if we're on the advanced, we could have been able to determine what this person can do. So over here, it is grouped under sales, expenses, inventory, lists, books, bookkeeping, accounting, and reports, and all that. But if we have advanced, within the sales, you can still set what you can view, create, edit, and delete. So once I'm okay with the role I have assigned, I go to send invite. An invite will be sent to this user. Now, when you are inviting somebody, you would be given opportunity to authorize it so that nobody just invite people to the books without your knowledge. So once my OTP is correct, the invite will be sent. So this is how to add a user. You can add a billable user and non-billable user. Non-billable users are users that the system do not count. Example of these non-billable roles are timekeepers only and view company report only. I can add as many as possible to these 2 types of users, and it will not be counted as part of my billable users. Thank you very much. This is how to add a user. If you want to invite us to your books as accounts, we have Quickbooks Online Accountant access. We can manage your books, assist you, clean the books, organize it, and work with you. You come here and invite your accountant. You invite Quickbooks Online Accountant to have access to your books. Now, let's move on. I want to quickly add one more thing to this, and I'm sure we'll have time tomorrow to go through the rest of the issues. Let me add customizing your forms. Chart of account. Let's add a product, and we'll do the chart of account today, and then we'll add product and services to what we'll be doing tomorrow. We'll do product and services, we'll go through the sales model, we'll set up your taxes. Those of us who are always interested in setting up the taxes, we'll take care of it tomorrow. Look at the new tax regime, how to set it up as well. We'll set up your product and services. We'll also go through how to create pro forma, convert it to invoice, progress invoicing, and all that. We look at the payable or the expenditure side, and then we will add a bit of bank fee to it, or do the bank fee on the day 3, based on how the day 2 goes tomorrow. So stay tuned. Don't lose out on it. Get more bundle, and let's get this this for free. This available resources that we have paid versions that we are giving out for free on holidays like this, that you are at the comfort of your home. Now, what's a custom form style? A custom form style is a unique way people call the PDF or the templates that are used in the system. For instance, invoice templates or invoice PDF, sales receipts, estimates. These are templates that you want to customize so that they represent your brand. To do so, based on the fact that we activated progress invoicing, it will give you a default progress invoicing template. We can go in there and edit it. To edit the template, we can choose the template that we want. So the design, we choose the template type. I always choose friendly. I love the friendly template. You can choose any of these: bold, fresh, modern, airy, classic. Now, I can also decide whether to add a logo to the invoice. So to do so, you have to have a logo in the system. You can click on the add logo and then add a logo to your template. Let me see if I have a logo here. Tier logo. Loaded. All right, so we say all right, so once we add a logo, the logo now appears here. You can click here to hide the logo or show the logo. You can make it smaller, medium, or large. You can place it on the left, in the middle, or on the right. You can also apply the colors. Because already I selected the logo, it has by default or automatically applied the logo colors to the invoice. If that does not happen, you can choose any of these colors to apply on your logo now, or to apply on your forms. If you want to choose a specific color, I will advise you to use any of these extensions that are already in your Chrome-based browsers. So I can use color pick, take the color of my logo, copy, close it, come here, and put this color as the default color for my template. I can select font, about 4 options. Font size limited, about 3 options. I can add EFT details and all that. Once I'm done with the design, I can go to the content. I can edit the top, I can edit the middle, edit the activity table. I can also even edit the bottom here. I can add my bank details. Let's say payment instruction over here. And once I add every instruction, let's say Momo details, name, check age, sorry, number 0545 970 415. I may be wrong. I may be wrong. So please keep it for only good purpose to send us money. But for scamming, forget. So that is added over here. As much as details you want to add, you can also add anything like refer to the payment or go to our website for more details. packagelimited.com. So any data you want to show at the very bottom here can also be added over there. Once I'm done, I can also set up my email. This is also part of the automation processes. So when you are sending an invoice, how should you go? Summarize form, full details, PDF should be attached. I'll go with the full details, PDF should be attached. Once I'm done, I can preview what I've done. If it is okay for me, this is how our invoice will look. Beautiful. If you don't customize it, I'll show you how it will look. Once I say done, there is it. If you don't customize it, let's preview this one and see how your invoice will look. It's not showing. Okay, internet. This is how your invoice will look if you don't customize. I don't think it's professional. So for being in this meeting, for being part of this training, you should be able to customize your invoice. Thank you very much. Let me go straight to customizing chart of account. I'll wrap up here quickly in the next 5 minutes and take a few questions and we'll call it a day. For those of us who have stayed through, please keep on. We have big news ahead and I'm sure you'll be blessed being part of this training. All right, now chart of account. What is chart of account? How do you manage chart of account in QuickBooks? To manage chart of account in QuickBooks, you must go to you can go to your apps and go to accounting and click on chart of account. Also, you can click on your accounting, your gear icon and go to charts of account. These three windows would lead you to chart of account. When you go to chart of account, now QuickBooks is always adding. Now you can see what is balance sheet chart of account, and you can also see what is P&L chart of account. At first, you could only differentiate it by this. When you see account history, it is balance sheet chart of account. When you see run report, it is a P&L chart of account. Right on the chart of account window, we have the title, we have run report, we have add new chart of account. You can also have option to take a batch action where you can select multiple chart of account and take a batch action. For instance, make them inactive. Let me unselect them. I can also click here. I think press down my control and click here. Okay. All right. So I can also select multiple by just clicking one. There's an option where you could click the top like this, click the top, and then click the down to select all of the ones in the middle, but that didn't work this time. All right, so I can select multiple chart of account and take a batch action. I can also filter by chart of account name, let's say inventory. Once I type, it will bring me only that particular chart of account. Now I can clean it and it will display all my chart of account. I can also filter by all chart of account created by me. I can also filter by balance sheet chart of account. I can also filter by profit and loss chart of account. You have an option to set chart of account to be parents and children or sub account. So you can also filter for only parent chart of account, equally for only sub account. We have not set any chart of account to be sub and parent. So they are giving us there is no account that match your criteria. Now let me select all and go to the pencil icon. Over here, if you want to batch edit, maybe you have activated adding of account numbers, but there's no account number here. So over here, you can just click on the pencil icon at the top right corner or at the top middle right corner and assign the account numbers to the chart of account in the system, or you can choose to edit any of them in the system. This is bulk action being taken on all the chart of account just by turning on this pencil icon. I can print, I can also customize how the display goes. This is the display of the chart of account table. I can click on the gear icon and I can say that don't show number. So the account number column is taken out. Don't show currency. The currency column is also taken out. I prefer to show currency. Once I check it, it appears. Don't show account type badges. So the balance sheet and whatever are also taken out. I want to show that. I want to show inactive chart of account, or I don't want to show account details. So these are ways to customize this particular table. Now, how many do you want to display at a go? I want to display only 50. The lesser display, the faster your system. Bear that in mind. Any system you are using, they try to, a good one, they'll try to control how many payload at a time. That is also ways to reduce the amount of time it takes to load a particular page. So, 300. So let me just turn on 300. It will load everything for me. It will take longer to display, as you saw. Let's do just 50. It's faster to display. All right. Once I'm good, I close this. Now, everybody is looking at how to add chart of account. I click on new account. Account name. Let's add a bank type chart of account. I'll call it GT Bank. Not my favorite. I can put the account number. Remember, let's say 4545 is the last 4 digits. Account type is cash and cash equivalent. This is where we are getting into the practical accounting. Now, we have element of the financial statement. We have balance sheet element of the financial statement. We have P&L element of the financial statement. These are the types of transactions that appear on the on these type of financial statements. When you go to the P&L or income statement, we have two main: income and expenditure, or profits will come out of the excess of your revenue over your expenditure, or loss will come out of your excess expenditure as against your revenue. So when you are creating chart of account, one of the things that will be tested is whether you understand accounting very well and you know what this chart of account is going to, how it's going to behave on which of the financial statements. Bank accounts are assets. They appear at the asset side balance sheet, and they fall under the category called cash and cash equivalent. Some books will call it current assets. Some systems will call it assets. Some system will allow you to set whether it is a bank. Over here, the closest option I can choose is cash and cash equivalent. Now, what detail type it is bank. I can still choose cash and cash equivalent, but the detail type here, as I am creating a bank account, is bank. Is it a sub account? No. Is it having an opening balance? If I do, I'll enter it. As of what date? Let's assume that as at the time we are entering this statement, we have 5,000 Ghana cedis in our bank account. Somebody said, why don't you add one more zero? Make it 50,000 or even 500,000. It shall be your portion. So as at what date? Let's say that this is as at 1st January. As at 1st January, this is our opening balance. What currency? So I can set a multi-currency in this system, even within the chart account. So if this bank account, I deposit only dollar, and you can change this to dollar. Now I think it's becoming real money. If I change this one to $50,000, now it is real money. It will show you the exchange rates, the description you can add. And now it will also tell you that, hey, the account that you have created, this is the part of your financial statement that you are going to be affecting when you start posting transactions into it. So QuickBooks is making accounting much easier. It is showing you where this particular account is going to affect. So you are not just working in abstract, where if you don't understand accounting, then you are lost. Over here, it is telling you practically this bank account, if I add to it, is going to increase this aspect of my balance sheet. If I take out of it, it is going to decrease this part of my balance sheet. Question: would you debit or credit a bank account if you want to decrease it? What would decrease a bank account? Is it debiting it or crediting it? Put your answer in the chat box. We say we are doing practical accounting. It's not abstract. Put your answer there. I'm coming for it. This one, 1 minute. My time is up. Credit it, credit it, credit it, debit it. You are not wrong, but it's not correct. Debit it, you are not wrong, but it is not correct, because you can decide to defend it if it's a thesis. But accounting is principle. What is wrong is like the word of God. What is wrong is wrong. So if you want to decrease your bank account, you debit it, you credit it. Sorry. I mean, I don't want to mention your name, but it confused me. Forgive. If you want to decrease a bank account, you credit it, because bank accounts are assets. Assets have debit balance. This is a practical accounting we are diving into. So if I have a debit balance chart of account and I want to reduce it, I will credit it. This becomes handy when you are posting journals. If your double entry is weak, your finance manager will not allow you to post journals, because journals, you must know where to debit and where to credit. That is it. Now let's add another type of account, and I can pause here. Just one more. What type of account would you like me to add? Put your answer in the chat box. Great. Drop it. The first person gets. What type of chart of account would you like me to add? A liability, income account. Liability got it. So a liability account would be either a payable. So let's call it a liability account. Any liability account you want to suggest? Any liability account could be account payable, or let's say taxes. But taxes are automatically generated in the system. Let's call it outstanding salary or account payable. Any of them. We can add code to it. Now he said it's a liability. It's a liability. It's a liability. So this is an account payable account. The detail type is account payable. It's telling us which part. You can put a description here. You can also make it a sub account and you can save it. Now, I can also edit a chart of account. I can choose any of these. Payroll clearing. Let's edit it and make it a sub account. Let's see if it can become a sub account of the outstanding salaries. I created an account. Let me see. If the account types are not the same, it will not allow. But let me see. Salaries. What word did I use? Wages. Okay, so let's make it a sub account of payroll liabilities. So this is how to edit by finding the particular chart of account and click on edit. Once you finish, you save it. Let's look for payroll liabilities. So this is how sub account displays. The parent account will be here, and then the sub account will be indexed a bit inside to show that this is behaving under or this is now under. Another area where you have sub account is when you have fixed assets and depreciation. You will need a sub account to account for the depreciation within the fixed assets. We'll look at that tomorrow, so don't be left out. I will pause here and take questions. Thank you very much for staying on. We have over 80 people on call. Thank you very much. Thanks for the encouragement. You can do better. You can do better. You can put your reaction across. Thank you. Thank you. If you want to react, the button is there. This is one of our products that we have, or one of the software companies that we work with. We work with Zoho, and Zoho has over 45 or 60 applications and still counting, and every aspect of your business can be managed. So talk to us. Any software you need, any automation, we don't just sell the software, we also set it up, train, and support. We customize, we integrate as well with other solutions. Well, thank you so much for the reaction. It's very encouraging. Now I want to take your questions. Thank you, Bernard, for the encouragement. Great presentation. Somebody requested for debentures. My guy, Solomon, you're taking us deeper, but don't worry. Stay tuned, stay connected. We have done even the specific IAS, like IAS 15 and all that. We'll have sessions of this training where we take on a particular standard and decide to use Quickbooks or any of the accounting software to account for it. We'll have another session where we'll go solely into manufacturing, where how to manage your manufacturing business with an accounting software, where we'll take you through one of our selected products and use that to demonstrate that. So follow our channel. I'll be glad if we can have the channel link in this chat. So thank you for joining. And if you don't have any question, then our time is up. But before you go, we have some packages for you. For those of you who have stayed through, we also have big announcement. We want to give certificates. The system we are using tracks who joined every day and stayed through, how long you stayed. We will not issue certificate to somebody who didn't participate. Or we want to also have the authority to say that this person has been trained before we issue the certificate. Because some people have tendered our certificate somewhere and some companies have even called us. So we want to make sure that you participated before we give the certificate. Others were asking, is it going to be paid? No, we are not going to charge for it. We're not going to charge for the certificate. All we want you to do is to stay on throughout the sessions, and that will earn you a certificate of participation. However, we are not going to give you, if you want a soft copy, definitely you may have to pay for delivery. If you want the hard copy, but we'll send you a soft copy when you apply. We'll share a form in one of the sessions at the end of the session for you to fill that your full name that you want to appear on the certificate, and our team will work on it. If many people apply, it means we need a little more time to do so. Please kindly open the voice and allow anybody who has a question or wants to say something. Whilst we wait, let me take the opportunity to also say thank you to TechH for bringing this webinar up. We have various applications we are bringing up. One of the great news that we are bringing, which we are going to call you to be part of the launch, is called TechH Payable. We have seen the loop or the leakage in the payable aspect of the accounting process or workflow, where walking up the steps to go and get approval is mundane, is difficult. You need to wait for signatories to come to the office. Sorry, you need to you get to the point where payment processes are done without track records. If PVs get missing, when there is fire, there's no traces. We've taken this process to digitalize it, where from request, employee in your department, a supplier, everybody can raise a request, where you see the request on your dashboard. You can convert the report to a PV and send automatically. It will check the amount and route the PV to the approval limit authorizer or approver. First of all, the request must be authorized by head of department or anybody in the company who has access to authorize. We even have a step where if you want to have two-way authorization to your request, for instance, when a request is raised, it must be verified by maybe a senior or a junior or a middle level manager, and that request must be authorized by the director of that particular department or the senior manager of that department. Once it is authorized, it appears on account dashboard and they convert it to a PV. Then it goes through the approval process. If you have only one approver, the PV will just be sent, notify the approver, he approves it online. So, I mean, it is the most disciplined system when it comes to payments. So if you want to control costs, you want to have traces, you want to have a solid audit trail for all payments, TechH Payable is going to be the product you are going to be giving very shortly. Maybe by first week of April, we will launch the MVP. And those of you who are our loyal customers will have the opportunity to test it and get the privilege to possibly get it discounted or use it for free for how long that a company allows. So stay tuned. I don't want to raise your hand if you have a question. I'm sharing my screen just to give you a gist of what I'm talking about. That is not something that we are dreaming. It's actually built. And you go through your requests, you go through the account processing dashboard, a request will appear. You can have access to several companies. If your business runs several companies, where you can have access to several companies. And in this company, I have a request that was created. The request has been authorized. If I go to view, this is a request number, this office supplies for development team, who created it, the department, it was submitted, and this is verified by Daniel, authorized by Daniel. The date stamp, the time stamp are all there. So really, this is one of the big things coming to the accounting, to make accountants. Oh, I think I didn't share my screen. Sorry. So this is the dashboard. This is the dashboard. Request, approval. I think that my team is saying that no. It should be news. So I will pause here and come back to my screen. Any question? The hand is up. Jasmine Mahama. Jasmine, unmute yourself and speak, please. Jasmine, if you can hear me, please unmute yourself and speak.
Hello, please, can you hear me?
Hi, Jasmine. Yes, we can hear you now.
I just wanted to quickly ask for a company that currently uses mobile money, Momo, for its transactions, how exactly can they utilize QuickBooks?
Use mobile money for your transactions. So, yes, mobile money account can be created in QuickBooks, and you have to set it up as a bank. So the opening balance on the mobile money, if you want to backdate and track transactions that has taken place, thankfully, mobile money behaves exactly as a bank account. You can call for statements and even do reconciliation on the system. We'll do bank reconciliation either day 3 or no, day 3, I think so. Yes, we'll do bank feed, bank reconciliation, and reports. So you have no problem. It's just like having a bank account or managing cash. However, it is not part of the account that can be integrated with QuickBooks for now. Perhaps that will be considered later. But I hope I answered your question in terms of how, if you are heavily relying on Momo, how do you manage your account on QuickBooks? It's exactly the same way as you manage any other bank account on QuickBooks. Create Momo as a bank account, use the last 4 digits on there. So let's quickly do that. Chart of account. Let me share my screen. How do I use Momo? How do I manage Momo how do I manage bank account or chart of account if I'm using Momo? So I go to create chart of account. And as I said, this one is MTN Momo, and my last 4 digits is maybe 4546. And account type is cash and cash equivalent, and it's a bank. You open your opening balance as of what date? Let's say our opening balance is 560 as of 1st March. Once I'm okay, I save. So I now have Momo as a bank. I can see transactions in the Momo by clicking on the account history. I can see transactions on the Momo. So this is the opening balance I added. Any transaction that I pass. So how do I manage it? If you spend from Momo, when you are spending, you select Momo. If you pay a supplier for Momo, if you are paying the supplier on your system, or you are entering payments into your system, you choose Momo. If you receive money from a customer onto Momo, when you're entering that revenue into your system, you choose Momo. So it's just as you are managing bank account or any other account on the system. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you too. So you mean like after you're able to like do everything, it's easy to create reports, it's easy to like see everything from your dashboard as well?
Yes. So when you go to report, you can select Momo and it will give you all the transactions in your Momo account. Every other transactions that you did with Momo, once you pull a report of that particular transaction, it will tell you that you paid for Momo.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you too. Emmanuel Bafo.
Emmanuel Bafo.
Emmanuel Bafo. Okay. Emmanuel, please ask your question. Hello, Emmanuel. You are unmuted. Good, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Daniel. I wanted to ask that what in terms of data analytics tools, can QuickBook be linked to that? For instance, Power BI or maybe Tableau, or QuickBook itself has a data analytics visualizations in which when we want to create a report or a dashboard to present to management for, let's say, end of a year report. Can it be done like that? Does it have its own inbuilt visualizations, data analytics house, or can it be also linked to either any of the data analytics tools to also work on it? Thank you.
Yes, number one, it can be linked. I think yes to all your questions. It also has a third-party visualization application. I think I will look for the name for you. I've worked with them before. I've integrated them with one of the companies, and they will give you a very vivid visualization in terms of your P&L and all that. So yes, it can be integrated with your favorite BI. It has third-party application. It now has become even more powerful, where you can actually utilize the AI agent in there to do some level of data analytics without necessarily having that extensive skill you need as a data analytics. So yes, let's meet on the automation session and we will definitely explore some of these avenues. So that's Emmanuel. Thank you so much for that question. Afo, if I don't get your name, well, kindly pardon me. Yvette, please unmute yourself and speak.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay. So my question is, are you able to adjust the FX rate in QuickBooks? You know, and maybe if your account or your company holds a foreign currency bank account, at the end of the year, if you are supposed to generate a report, you are supposed to translate the foreign exchange bank account using the closing rate. So are you able to adjust to reflect the BOG's rate or maybe the company or your bank's rates in QuickBooks?
Thank you. Before that, the gentleman asked if there's any application, Phantom Financial Reporting, Forecasting, Budgeting, Consolidation Analysis makes that easier. A bit of it is answered here for Yvette as well when it comes to the closing rate adjustment and all that. However, QuickBooks allows for adjustment at transaction entry level, but end of year adjustment, you cannot determine your own closing rates. So let's say I'm creating an invoice and okay, we haven't set a customer with a foreign currency, but let's assume I'm passing a journal. I'm trying to demonstrate that for our sister. Let's assume I want to pass a journal entry and all right, I want to select that bank account that we set it to USD and select the Momo account that we created, courtesy our sister. So it's giving me the Ghana cedi currency and the exchange rate. So at this point, transaction level, I can change the transaction over here. At the end of the year, the system itself is linked to the interbank market rate. So this is fair to both you, the organization, and that of the stakeholder. If you have special adjustment to do, then you may have to go through the pain of now editing all the transactions and setting the various rate that you want to reflect at the end of that period. But there's no one place where I can go and adjust the balance, the exchange rate figure, and it will affect all. If that has been implemented today, I'm yet to find out.
Okay.
Great. If there are no questions, all right, Jonathan Opoku, and after that, we'll pick a question from Solomon, and I'm sure we'll be wrapping up from there. But I love the questions coming. They are very interactive and concerned. So I would love to answer them, but keep some of them also for tomorrow. Jonathan, unmute yourself and speak if you can hear me. Hello, Jonathan. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, kindly unmute yourself. Jonathan gets ready, Solomon, if you can hear me and you can unmute yourself, kindly ask your question. Nelson joined 9 minutes ago. Definitely, you have a lot of questions to ask. Nelson, if you can unmute yourself. I don't know whether it's from my side, but I can't hear any of you. Hi, Solomon.
So please, I'm allowing them. I have to allow them before they can unmute.
Okay.
Nelson, please, I've allowed you. I'll allow Solomon soon.
Hello, sir.
Nelson?
So please, my question is there any way you can load maybe a financial statement into the QuickBooks system so that you can get a maybe detailed analysis or understanding of that financial statement? You see, I understand QuickBooks is accounting software, but you see, softwares like the analytics softwares, yeah, or Excel, you can load such financial statements into it. So I was asking, maybe is there any way load such a report?
Nelson's network is failing. Is it from my side or from his side?
Hello.
Nelson?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I spoke, maybe the network wouldn't allow me.
But I got you. I got you. So let me answer your question.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Yes, in the QuickBooks Online Advanced, you can actually upload transactions in an Excel into your QuickBooks. Even in the normal account, from simple start all the way to the plus, you can import transactions into the QuickBooks. We'll look at all these tomorrow. Sorry, I didn't share my screen. So if you go to the settings, is it settings? Yeah, and you go to tools, under tools, import. These are all the transactions you can import into QuickBooks. To answer your question or to bring your question to perspective, every software has its function or its expectation. It is not an analytical software or analytics software. It is an accounting software. Expectation of it is to produce financial statements. So if your aim is to import and use it for analytics, then let's move from here to BI, maybe Microsoft BI or Zoho Analytics or Tableau. However, to put your question into perspective, if I set up my QuickBooks and my transactions are in Excel, I have my customers, I have my suppliers, chart of account, product and services, I have my invoices, credit notes, sales receipt, bills, bank data, where I can even bring in my expenses that I've paid from bank, Momo transactions, and all that. Once I'm done, this would help me generate a financial statement, profit and loss account, balance sheet, receivable account, payable account, all types of reports that you want to export from your system can be exported once you have your transactions in there. So yes, I can import transactions, I can import data into it to generate financial report, not analytics reports. The analytics report is based on the capability that QuickBooks can do. As I said, AI now makes it easier. Third-party apps like Phantom, and also you can connect your analytics software to it, and you will be able to do all the analytics that you want to do. But the primary aim for using an accounting software is to generate your financial reports real time. As you are entering the data, your balance sheet, profit and loss, cash flow, all of it will be generated as you enter, right? This system comes with mobile app. It comes with a web base. So real time, anywhere, anytime, you have access to your financial statement. That is the fundamental need of the accounting software. Now, data analytics have become the order of the day. You can export this financial statement in an Excel and put it into your analytics software, or plug them in to download. Over there in Ghana Web, or where I was at Pew, I had a dashboard built on Google Looker Studio. So I download the transactions, organize it in the way I want it to be, summarize it how the stakeholders want the data to be, and then the dashboard itself will present it how my bosses wanted it to look like. So we can explore all these functions, but I hope I have answered your question well. Last person, Jonathan. Please unmute Jonathan to ask his question, and that will be the last person for the day. Do we have the channel in the chat box? I want as many as possible people to follow our channel today. All the things we are talking about, the packages and the next sessions that we are going to be organizing for free, will all be put in the... Well, I have some questions here I have to answer. Okay, so the WhatsApp channel is here. Please follow for insightful information, guidelines, and ways to do things that will help you manage your financial data better. So this is our WhatsApp channel. Kindly follow. I have a question. Do you also do one-on-one training? Yes, we do. Iman has given you the number. Contact him. We'll organize it for your company, for your team, for yourself alone. That will be tailored to your specific need. With an organization that mainly uses mobile money, I've answered that. Please, how would you assess your student before issuing a certificate? How will I assess the student before? This is certificate of participation. Certificate of participation. We have the global certification training, where we train you to use the QuickBooks Online assessment platform to pass before you are issued the certificate. We are developing our own application. My IT people just gave me heads up, our own platform where we can have students go there and pass some multi-choice exams before certificate can be issued. That's the masterclass training or the paid training session that we are going to be having. But this certificate is certificate of participation, not certificate to say that you are QuickBooks expert. No. Sorry, it was very insightful. Thank you. Thank you, Mubarak Adams Kobila. Thank you so much, and Eid Mubarak. How different and convenient is QuickBooks from other accounting software? In terms of flexibility, ease of use and intuitiveness. Now with the AI that has been put in it, I would say is the most popular and most functional accounting software for small businesses out there. Well, we also do analysis between QuickBooks Online and other accounting software. Stay tuned, and as we get warm up, we'll give you a lot of valuable information that will help you make a better decision. But I would have loved to say you to compare it with any software that you have research on, and I'll be glad to speak to that. Right now, if I begin to talk about other softwares, then I may be a bit biased. But if you throw that challenge to us, we'll put the analytics side by side and give you free consultation. Can you adjust your forex rate? I have addressed that. All right. I hope we will have a recorded video. Follow the channel. We'll share the videos in our YouTube channel. I'll give you the link and the update. Please, I can't see the share screen anymore. How can I unmute from? It's from my side. All right. Please, my question is, if you are in a company and there are accounts that were not reconciled years ago, is there a way to deal with it? Yes, you can start from that period and answer reconcile month by month to the current period. We can also show you a way you can put all the previous year together and reconcile it once. Or you can start reconciling from now and ignore the previous period. But if you want to do a good job, if it doesn't have, you can also migrate. If you think the books is now too messed up, you can call on us. We can come and clean it for you. Or we can also set you up properly on a new account. And then when you are due for renewal, we'll move you to another account or even a better alternative to Quickbooks. Let me check. All right. Can the system allow reconciliation? Don't worry, stay tuned. We'll do reconciliation in a jiffy as we go through the sessions. When I checked, there wasn't the option of importing data from Excel. There is an option to import data from Excel if you are using QuickBooks Online Advanced. However, if you are using the Plus, I think I've stopped sharing my screen. Oh, I'm still sharing. Over here, I can import invoices. I can import chart of account. I can import products and services. I can import, actually, I can just look for, or I can download sample data. Once I download the sample data, I will populate the data. I'll clean the data with, so I just shift, shift control to the end, then shift control down, clean this data, and then put in invoice number, customer name, invoice date. Once I populate this, the asterisk means that it is required. You have to provide them. Once I populate this data, I can import. Please stay tuned. Let's go to the next session and we'll take you through some of these things. Other questions, the questions are many. Wow. What's the time? Wow. Please, how can you consider hosting the recording on a drive and share with participants? It's going to be in our our YouTube channel. So looking at the quality of it, the interruption, if it is something we can edit, clean it nicely, we'll upload it for you and share the link to you. In the same way, you can also put it on a drive and give it exclusively to the people who participated in this session. Hi, sir. Concerning the import of data, there wasn't the option of using Excel. No, there is. I've done that already. Good. I think these are my last few questions. Please, can the link to the WhatsApp be resent again? All right. If somebody joined later, the person will not have it. Emmanuel, if you have it, quickly share it. Or as I copy. Link has been shared again. Great. Thank you so much. Thank you all for staying on. Thank you to the team, Tech Edge, Emmanuel, Mr. Ansan. Thank you to our technical team, Herbert. Thank you to the moderator who had an emergency and couldn't stay on here, Afaridat, the rest of the team who made the publicity possible. I'm so grateful that I can have the opportunity to share the little that I know, and I hope that it helps somebody get a job or do their business better or organize their books better and do better in their lives. Thank you so much, and I'm grateful, looking forward to meeting you tomorrow, same time. God bless you.